Well, guys, welcome back to DTT episode 12. It's been 3 months now. Thank you guys for all the support. Talking about thanks,
Yeah.
it's Thanksgiving special.
Woo!
What are you guys thankful for today? I don't want to introduce ourselves to waste too much time. You already know who we are.
Yeah.
But yeah, Munzer, what are you thankful for?
What am I thankful for? I'm thankful to experience life, both the ups and the downs. You know, in a roller coaster, the most thrilling part is the way down. So,
Wow.
you gotta appreciate both. The build up and the build up.
To be honest, I'm very thankful to obviously God. Thankful to my parents, my family. I'm very thankful to everyone in this room right now because none of this would be possible without you guys. And I'm also thankful that you guys sometimes, not every time, but sometimes I'm late and you guys are still tolerate me. So I'm thankful for that. I promise I'm working. I promise. I'm working to be better on it. I'm very thankful for the people behind the camera. We can't mention them, but shout out to our manager and our creative directors and stuff.
And our number one
fan.
fan.
And our number one fan over there. But I'm very thankful for everything in life because I feel like in life, you have to be very thankful. No matter if you're up or if you're down, just be thankful, because you never know. It could change.
Yeah, well, a lot of people say that I'm thankful for this guy, this thing, this whatever. I'm thankful for myself too. I feel like I'm so comfortable with myself. I trust myself to make great decisions all the time. I'm proud of myself, and yeah.
We're proud of you too. Beautiful.
Yeah, you too. Obviously, I'm thankful for all the other things.
I
The
mean, you
parents,
can say
the
it, but it's
family.
okay.
As I did. I'm saying it right now.
Oh my gosh, didn't mention me.
Yeah, but I'm thankful for myself
That's
too.
beautiful. That's beautiful. For me, I would say I'm thankful for the little things in life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think just being able to go out, to walk, to be able to talk, to interact with you guys, to be able to get from point A to point B. I'm grateful for the little things that life always has to offer, even the bad ones. I think in the moment when the bad things do happen, we tend to be a little bit in sorrowful moments, but when you get out of it, you're like, alhamdulillah, it's calm. So I'm grateful for the little things.
Nice.
Also, I would like to say we're thankful for the new studio, just in case y'all didn't know that.
Hey.
New studio.
Hopefully,
Shout out to our sponsors.
Hopefully.
Yeah, the sponsorship money came.
Yeah.
It came through.
Yeah, it came through. Well, let's get a little more comfortable. What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish? Because for me, nothing beats mac and cheese, bro. Nothing beats mac and cheese.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
agree.
Mac and cheese, you agree?
Oh,
Yeah.
Mashed potatoes, nothing beats it.
I would that.
that's
Mashed
number
potatoes.
2 on my dish.
Mashed
When you're putting
potatoes.
gravy, like
What?
literally is
Just a little. Though.
carries everything though. Turkey, mashed potatoes.
I disagree.
Really?
On the mashed potatoes, I don't think it
Plain
carries the
mashed
mashed
potatoes
No.
with garlic bread hits.
Gravy is so good.
Gravy is so good.
Gravy is so good.
Really?
Yes.
I'm in the middle when it comes to gravy. It can be good and it can't be,
Yeah.
I
tolerate it.
I think
Y'all didn't
just-
have good gravy.
No. I think just a little bit, okay. But if you do the whole thing,
I'm
that's
freeing it like
yeah,
this.
nah.
I'm going back to a 5th round with mashed potatoes. When I get mashed
Yeah.
potatoes, now it's GG's.
You know what I like? Stuffing. Right out.
Oh,
Stuffing
Yeah,
is
yeah.
good. Stuffing by itself, bro.
Yes.
It's better than the turkey itself.
I don't really like turkey.
I don't know about
Turkey's
that
the
one,
most
bro.
overrated.
I feel like
It's
it is.
overrated.
Yes.
It's the driest.
No,
it's
it's
dry
driest
chicken.
meat.
It's dry chicken.
Okay, that's what the gravy and the sauce. and
Why
the
does it need
preparation
something
comes in.
else to carry it?
Exactly. Chicken don't need something else.
You can eat chicken plain.
What's this?
What?
Oh, exactly. What is
Oh
this?
man,
Chicken plain without the seasoning?
Without the
Yeah,
eggs?
Mustafa.
That's good.
Hell to this guy right now.
has to have the eggs.
Mustafa, that's
My
like saying,
Ghanaian brother.
that's like saying, why does a child need a mother and a father? You gotta have two that come in unison and create something beautiful.
Man.
But a single mother can also
Create
Some
something
people can't
more.
make a baby by herself.
She can. Komodo dragons. Well, look, let's go all the way to the other side, man.
Okay, yeah.
Enough of the food, man. We can talk about food all day.
All day.
But you know what? Also, we can talk about all day long relationships, man.
Yeah.
Can you lie in a relationship?
Can you lie in a relationship?
Because look,
I'd say yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say yeah.
I say yes and no.
Yes and no.
I think a lie is actually healthy.
I think a lie is healthy
Wow.
too.
Really?
I think a lie is you know, she's not always gonna look good in the dress. You know, she's not.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's true.
But you don't want her
It's
to
true.
lose confidence though.
Exactly. You're not supposed to say it. So
You feel like
it's okay to lie.
You should say, darling, you look beautiful
Yes.
today. What? You're lying for her happiness, bro.
Okay.
A little white lie.
The creative directors are a little.
We got some behind this.
Yeah, they're saying that.
Behind the
But,
camera.
It's alright. They'll never know, bro. Keep it to yourself.
I remember.
That's why you gotta find an honest man.
Ooh.
Hey, you find an honest man.
Okay,
Don't lie
so-
for your happiness, bro.
So I didn't even think about the dress thing. You guys are crazy. You guys are wild.
Come on,
Wow,
man.
they're wild.
What? Don't throw
They're
me
wild
under the bus,
about
bro.
that.
Don't throw me
it's
under the
the
bus.
realistic situation.
For me, it was more like let's say your wife and your own like sister or whatever. Like they just have beef or they just don't like each other. Like you have a friend that they don't really like. She'll be like, "Hey, did you talk to that person?" Or "What were you doing?" You can lie and be like, "Oh, I was just doing something else. I wasn't." You know what I mean? To kind of get
For
around that
peace?
situation for peace, lying for peace.
I see that.
If it's not like major and important or like, you know, lying for peace. Yeah, you put it perfect.
You know what's healthy though? I would say, okay, so if there's something that we as humans are emotional, right?
Yeah.
And we are most vulnerable when we are when emotion is up high, right?
Mhm.
And for example, you're going like I know it's the dress situation is simple, but she's gonna be feeling anxious. Maybe why is she asking you? Because she's nervous, right?
Yeah,
She wants to
right.
look good in that dress.
Right.
So you would give half truths, and once you guys are stable,
like
like 2 days later or something like that, when everyone's calm, when you can have a normal conversation about it, then you can be like, well, I didn't like the dress, right? But in the moment, I think you don't want to.
Yeah, you don't.
Shut
You
it
don't
down.
want to. Yeah, you don't want
Yeah,
to
shut it
spoil, because then she's gonna be distraught.
She will bring it up.
What you can say is, "You look beautiful all the time," right? And it's
Yeah,
true, probably.
Yeah.
In your eyes, it's true.
Yeah.
Maybe the dress is ugly, but you can tell her that in a couple days.
Yeah.
Oh, you never
I
bring
think
it
the
up?
best.
Why never bring it up?
No. I think because look, I think the best way to do it is what you said. You could be like, look, you always look beautiful, no matter what you're in, no matter what you're wearing, right? And then when let's say y'all go to a function is done, everything is good, calm. She is gonna. I promise you, she will ask you about it again. Because the one thing about like I've noticed about like women and stuff, they'll always bring it up. Because let's say for example, in her head, if she's thinking, oh maybe it wasn't like I didn't really like that dress, she's gonna bring it up. She's gonna be like, did you actually really like that dress? And that's when you could be like, to be honest, you look. The sandwich method. You look so great that day. You know, so spectacular. Maybe the dress.
Maybe the
wasn't
color was a
best.
little off.
Yeah, the color was a little off.
I didn't like this.
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you can say that, and then you'd be like, but you gotta finish it up with something nice. But guess
But
what?
the shoes were nice.
The shoes were nice, and whatever you always put on, you look good in. And boom.
Sandwich method. I've never.
Yeah,
heard of
yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I've never heard of sandwich method.
The sandwich method, so it will save you.
Yeah. Well, we're trying to switch it up this time, you know? I feel like sometimes we might talk about something a little too long. So we want the behind the scenes
Creative
guys,
director
the
to,
creative directors, to guide us, kind of, you know? And we're testing it out today. We tested out the new setup.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's a success.
Yeah.
We'll see what they can do too.
Before we move on to the next one, I wanted to add to this that yes, the sandwich method could work, but you could also be honest in a way where if she comes to you and she's like, hey, like, what do you think about this dress? You have an event to go to, so she wants to look her best. That's why she's coming to you for an honest opinion. You could just be like, you look so beautiful, but you know that blue dress? You look, yes, that would kill it. That's even better. You're
Yeah.
not saying this looks bad, but you're just saying that one looks so much better. And she'll be like, okay, I want to look good, so I'm going to wear that.
He told me we didn't think about it. Well, that goes to show that
We didn't
girls
think-
are just better
I said I thought
manipulators.
about it.
They didn't know how to manipulate. Hey, a man would never think of that.
All right, let's end it right there. But, okay, let's start with a question. This might be, we're going to get different responses for this one.
Okay.
Question is, can you truly be friends with your ex?
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't think so.
Elaborate.
The
Every
reason I
single
say is because I think you can have respect for your ex. I think
Yeah.
that's very different. But to
Absolutely.
be friends to a point where you're in a relationship with someone and your partner says, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go meet up with the guy or girl I used to be with for lunch." How do you feel about that as a as a partner,
No bueno.
as a human? Oh, why no? You
Right.
feel a little something, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can be friends, honestly.
Wait, no. So we're talking. Sorry, we're talking in a relationship and being single. Can you be friends with an ex while you're
And
single?
Neither.
That's
Neither.
no.
Because
Yes.
what I would say is,
I say no.
this is a person. This is a person you have feelings for, and the reason why you're not together anymore is because something happened, right? And no matter how,
Still, like you still have that animosity.
you still have the feelings
Yeah.
towards them, though.
Yeah.
You still have the feelings towards them. I mean, you're just gonna come back to them every single time because we develop emotions through time. Like you know the we're best friends, and then one of them already like all of a sudden likes the other. That happens all the time, man. I feel like if that's someone that you already had emotions with, it's not healthy at all to keep.
Yes. I think it's a thing of you. If you're single, for some reason, I feel like you can, right? But with boundaries, right? So, okay, let's say when you guys are in a relationship, you hang out 24/7. You cannot be hanging out 24/7. Maybe once a week, or let's meet up for coffee, talk, whatever, cool, right? That type of a thing where it's like cordial, but not too much. Because I feel like when you spend a lot of time together, like that line is gonna get blurred, and then find yourself back again, and all of that. Maybe you didn't want to go back, but now you're back in that situation. But when you're in a relationship with someone new, that's a no-no. Alas.
What do you
Gets
think?
it. I was gonna say, yeah, I don't think so. In both situations, if you're single or relationship, especially if you're in a relationship, that's no, absolutely not. But even when you're single, I feel like once you get that closure or whatever, just kind of cut it off. You know what I mean? Because like you said, you had feelings for them, you like them a lot, you know, and when you kind of still try to hang out with them or try to remedy things in that sort of way, it just it spoils.
It becomes a cycle, you know. Because I think we humans we try to psych ourselves into thinking that we're not doing a certain thing. So maybe you might go into that situation. Oh no, we're just talking. We're friends. I won't develop feelings. Be honest with yourself. Your emotions, I'm not gonna lie to you. They're gonna be like, you know, you talk to them and maybe one day the vibes are right. Remember, we humans, they say 75% of our decisions we make, whether we like it or not, is emotion. So the vibes are right. And you're like, you know what? I don't like this. We should change. We do this.
They can't
So-
fix her.
Maybe I can fix it. Oh man.
And we can't fix it.
And then you go back in again and again.
Like
Yeah,
we're not
it's just-
robots. You can't just okay. Now we're in a relationship and we disconnect, and it's just like you know, just hang out with each other now.
It's just a
Call us.
cycle that you just want to be in.
Don't repeat it.
What do you think?
So another question off of that, based on what one of you said, can someone actually change? People change.
I think
I don't think people change. I think. How many times have you tried to stop a habit and you failed and you keep doing it over and over and over, right?
No, but you'd say
I think people
that's
no,
time. That's time taking itself to because you can change. I believe people can change, but that's only on their accord.
oh, yes,
You can't
that's what I was
force
gonna
someone
say.
to change
Yes,
because you look at moments in history, or maybe in your life, perhaps, where you've gone through a slump and that turned you into a better person. Change is a good thing sometimes. You know, change is a good thing sometimes. So I would say people can change. It's just you as a person can't make someone change. It's up to them to do that. Because there's a saying that says you trust people to be who they are.
But what I would say is, there's a saying, people would rather be in a like a comfortable, like a familiar hell than to be in an unfamiliar heaven, right? People want to be in what they already know. People want what they already know, and sometimes, yes, change might be something that you need, but you'd have to put in so much work to get to a level where you've changed, and a lot of people are not comfortable with doing that.
But that's why on the other side of comfort zone,
It's a lot of
place, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, but that's why not a lot of people have reached that. Because we as humans,
we're
it's
very
hard for us to change, man.
it's
I think you could change. Okay, as a person, individually, I think you can change if you want to. But like he was saying, I agree with what he was saying. When he was like, you cannot make someone else change. Like you could try everything in your power. You could be good to them. You could be the greatest, best person ever. But if them themselves they're not willing to change, there's nothing you could do. It's more about
Yeah.
leave it and go.
Yeah, you guys said it perfectly. I mean, you could roll the ball up the hill, but at the end of the day, if you don't hold it there, it'll fall back down by itself.
That's why we got these people here, man. That's
Well,
why.
the philosopher, man.
Good question. Keep
That's
the brain.
great. That's great.
What else you got?
Do you think it's the change is different if it's a man or a woman?
Yeah.
it matters.
Elaborate on that.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, is it easier for a man to change or a woman to change?
I think it's
In what type
equally
of
as hard.
situation?
I
Though?
think it's equally
Yeah,
as
it
hard.
depends on the
I think
situation.
yes, the situation
Yeah,
does matter.
situation big
It's
time.
a situation,
But-
but I think about equal.
I mean, yeah, we're still humans, both of us. You know, we both think the same ways most of the time, and I've seen problems that men have that women also have, and problems that women have that men also have, and struggle to change.
But who do you think is more willing to change?
I think I've seen
It
both.
depends on the person.
both
I don't think
hell-bent
it depends
on
on the
their
gender.
ways.
I don't think it's a gender.
Okay.
What do you think? You're surprised.
I just because I was gonna say, and I'm not trying to be sexist or any of that
That's okay,
thing, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
okay, man. It's cool.
But I think sometimes guys are willing to change depending on where they are in the stage of their life. You know what I mean? Compared to women.
Yeah.
Like, let's say for example, if a guy is broke, right? He's so willing to change that situation because he's like, yo, like, I don't want to be in this situation. He changes it, and he keeps like trying to work towards being, better off. Whereas a female, I think, would be like, my dad's got money or something like that, or there's always another way for me to get money. Or I could just get someone that already has money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's change, though. If you're willing to get someone who has money, that's change. You're changing your. We just change in different ways, then.
And I guess
Okay.
in that question, you could say, if we're talking about change, and how you said that someone can move on to a person with more money, who moves on faster then? The man or
The woman? To be honest, it's women, bro.
the?
Actually, no. Actually, I think it's a thing of, okay, so there's this thing where there's people like after a breakup, or some guys tend to move on to the next woman, whereas women take their time to heal, right? But they say once a woman moves on, she's moved on. Whereas a guy can,
Still have like romance.
reminisce and try to go back and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Because from what I've heard, I've heard that even before the breakup happens, a woman like moves on emotionally. So she goes through those moments prior to the breakup, and then once it happens, then she's able to move on. But the thing is, it catches the guy
Off guard.
Surprise, yeah.
because he's like, "Whoa, I did not see this coming." You know?
'Cause, yeah.
And that's why I would say a guy finds it hard.
I
I
feel
feel
like
he slumps, and plus, women find I think a little bit more emotional support from their friends,
Community and
the
stuff.
community, and all that. But as a guy, you gotta suck it up and be
Go
a
to the
man.
gym, bro. Go to the gym.
That's what it says. So,
That's what I've
seen and heard.
Good question.
Yeah. What do you think?
No, you guys said
Yeah.
I agree.
You agree?
agree. Derek, did you agree, or do you have a take on it?
So I do agree with the fact that you said that women do mentally check out first, but yes, it does catches a man off guard. But at the same time, if we look at it from outside, what does the woman have to go through to actually check out so long ago? The man did something. There wasn't any progress or nothing good in the relationship. That's why she was checking out. Or like it takes a long time. It takes a long time of like asking for things and asking to change and all that. And then she's like, okay, finally, I can't do this anymore, and I've already been done with it. So
But
she
you
just
know-
leaves.
This low key goes back to when we talk about being a self-aware partner, being aware. Because I feel like if you're aware, then she wouldn't get to that point. But it also goes on the thing of accountability.
Accountability.
Because if
That's what
she
I
was
was
feeling like that, say something. Like they say, if you see something, say something. Don't just wait and then you're just like, okay.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
it's cut.
It grows into a problem.
Yeah. It's better to deal with it when it's just a migraine than when it becomes a tumor.
All right, next person.
Based off what Ish said, that it's harder for a man to get emotional support. I don't want to come out as like I don't want it to come out as the wrong thing, but don't you guys think that men set that system up?
I did bring it. I did.
What I would
brought
say
it up
is-
once,
Right
man.
there.
I brought it up once before.
There are some things that men are uncomfortable about talking about only because we are that way. We don't know how to talk about it.
But why?
We just not taught it. I feel like females from a young age, maybe their mother, their friends, they've always been like, they've always had that support. Yeah, almost like the cuddling that men don't have. I feel like we all grew up as you should just be strong-minded and power through it, right? And we don't know any better. We don't know like any like how to like even go on about it.
And to jump off of that, I would even say that it stems from emotionally unavailable fathers. You know, and if you really look at it down the line, you know, you can't really blame them either because they probably had
The
Same
same
thing.
same thing.
Mhm.
You know,
So-
so it's something that goes down the line. But when you find a guy who's in tune with his emotions, you could see that the father was the one who's able to acknowledge it. But then again, you don't see that often, right? Another reason is because men tend to feel like if they express themselves, it's later on used against them. And that's a very common thing.
It happens
That's
a lot.
the reason
though.
why they say you should never like cry in front of a girl or tell a girl how you feel. But the reason they say that is because you hear stories of where a guy said, "Yeah, I told my girl how I felt about this and that," and then a few months later, when we got into an argument, she just brought it up, and I was like, "Wow, how can I trust someone like that?" So, what do you guys think about that?
I see what you're saying because I was saying is a thing of I think men don't want to open up. I hate what you're saying. You're not taught how to growing up, but also a thing of what you're saying fear of backlash, right? Because like you're saying, you know, let's say for example, you know something's going wrong in your life, and then you know, or you're feeling like down in the moment, and you're trying to talk to someone about it. They, you know, they're always gonna be like, "Yo, bro, man up, bro. Like, man up, bro. Like, come on, like, why, you know, they're like, why you crying for?
Yeah,
You
just
know?
hit the gym, man.
Like, you know, just go to the gym, bro. Yo, Ronaldo's playing. Let's go watch Ronaldo. You know, Lewis is driving. Let's go watch Lewis. You know, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they just, you know, find a way to distract or brush aside that emotion. Whereas I feel like we say, you know, when the guy tends to like becomes more emotionally intelligent or available or whatever you want to add at the end of the emotional, you know, he's now able to like regulate. Because I feel like females are taught to, or women are taught to regulate their emotions and growing up as a child compared to men. You know?
Also, I want to add something. Like with the fear of backlash, we almost try to hide it. Like, look, honestly, as a man, I don't know how to process my emotions. I don't know how to. I've never been taught how to process my emotions. When people talk about processing their emotions, I'm like, what do you do? What do you do?
Women fight
And,
this these days.
and even if I do have something that I'm sad about, I'm not comfortable sharing it with other people. But I do feel like nowadays, it's a lot more common for men to talk about.
I
How
heard
they
about this
feel like-
recent thing. Now, this is just a few days ago that I saw this, but it was a quote, and it said that you should not try to feel better, but you should try to feel more. You know, and I think maybe men could probably take advantage of that. You know, take that because what I've heard is that oftentimes the feel better is running away from that emotion, but sometimes you just gotta sit down and acknowledge and be like, okay, I feel this way, and actually feel that emotion. You're angry, feel angry. Let that pass, because they say emotions are like clouds. You pass by, they'll be there for a minute, then the next thing you know, they're gone. So if you feel it out, once it passes over, you're into clear skies, as they say.
What do you think?
I think it's interesting.
I probably the same as you guys. I mean, I feel like working out definitely does help.
Of course,
like
we're not
but
right.
I don't know. Like I've always found someone to confide in. I guess like even just a little bit, like whether it's a friend or a cousin, if I'm feeling or I'm going through something, I can at least tell them a little bit about it. But if it's just me going through the trenches, I mean, I just got to go through it, man.
Solo?
You know, solo. You got to go through it
Solo.
solo.
All right, you're on fire today. One more question.
Let's go on to the
Um,
next
Wait,
one.
sorry. I was just gonna say to any guys out there, honestly, if you ever feel a type of way, our comments is open, our DMs are open. You don't have to go through things yourself. I know we say the whole thing about solo and stuff like that, but at least find someone that you could confide in, because I feel like maybe like an extra ear can feel like a burden lift off your shoulder.
Yeah.
Maybe not too much, but just a little bit can go a long way.
That's nice.
I agree.
That was a very good one.
Uh,
As men, since you guys talked about like things that are wrong with the society and like how you weren't taught to like process your emotions, you guys don't know how to like, or solo writing and stuff like that. How do you think we could make it better for like the next generation? Like how can we teach them how to process their emotions, how to go not avoid them but actually go through them?
I think we need to be nicer to men, bro.
Really? I feel like awareness. I mean,
Awareness? No, think about
look,
it. Think about it.
we got this behind us, and this all started because of awareness. People were starting to talk about
Yeah.
that there is lack of rights, and I mean, we
Yeah, but I
see it
think-
through history.
No, I think we have to develop an appreciation for
Men.
what men do.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, man. We have the pressure of, if you call it pressure, but we have the task of, building a future where when we have a wife, we have kids, we can take care of them. The process to it is not easy though.
Yeah.
It's not easy at all. You have to go through certain things. You have to be a man when it comes to certain situations. You can't take the easy way out. So I think maybe being appreciative, like let's say for fathers, for instance, I don't think they hear a simple thing of, thank you for going to work. We really appreciate you working this hard. Just know that it's not going unnoticed. I think little things like that is what can allow men to start maybe being a little bit more emotionally available. Because then they'll be able to maybe once in a while be like, work wasn't all good today. I went through this and that. You have that comfort there. And then now you don't use it against them.
Mm-hmm.
But then after you continue to reinforce that habit,
Yeah.
then once that person becomes a father, or your son, that son becomes a father, he knows he can do the same thing for him.
And the cycle goes
Also,
on and
I
on.
feel like we should be comfortable, or we should have that determination to break the barrier. Because, like I said, most of us never, ever, talked about stuff like this. And if we did, we felt very uncomfortable, right? And that maybe we might not be able to do it, but if we are able to teach our kids to be able to break that barrier and be able to talk to people, and be comfortable with doing it,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a step in the right direction.
I agree. I also think at the end of, like, for example, like myself, I feel like, or us, right? Like, I think you could do the work right now so that when you do have kids, it's not a burden, it's easier. Like, in the sense of, like, how people always say, oh, but he's not emotionally available, blah, 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 blah. You're like, okay, I'm gonna do it when I have a kid, I'm gonna be emotionally available with my kid. But you're not gonna know how to be emotionally available with your kid if you don't start now. You know what I mean? So you have to start from within. Like with yourself. Be able to, I guess, have a conversation with your brother. Like, yo, how you doing? And build that comfortability. And then later, when you have kids, you're able to continue that with them.
For me, I just kind of instill that belief that it's okay to feel things, but don't let that make you quit or like stop you. Like we should definitely be feeling these things, but at the end of the day, it's life. Like you just gotta go through it.
Everyone feels those things. Well, thank you guys for coming on the pod today. It's Thanksgiving. Thank you guys for watching too.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of your Thanksgiving breaks.
Have a nice Thanksgiving, guys.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Enjoy the food.
Enjoy the food.
The mashed potatoes, especially.
Mac and cheese and gravy.
Hey, forget the mac and cheese. Mashed potatoes. That's where it's at.